How's it going, everyone? It's your man Lost Disciple, the voice box of the underground YouTube. And before we get started in today's video, regarding the last video, I definitely just want to commend the somewhat mostly civil comments left on the video. Other than a few outliers, not really that many, honestly, like just one or two realistically. It was pretty civil, so I just gotta give you guys definitely a big round of applause for that, because it just shows that we can have a mature kind of conversation or a mature topic, or rather just a mature discussion on, quote unquote sensitive topics. But for today's video, I'm pretty sure most of you, if you're a guy at least, because I've encountered more men that know about this than women. The T app, the male slander app, the dox the guy that you were trying to talk to or that broke your heart or whatever. It's basically an app literally that can only be accessed if you are a girl or a woman, which term for the female gender you would like to prefer to use. You have to verify it via a selfie and a picture of your ID to actually even get into the app. Like, you can download it, but the second you try to go to make an account to actually use it to see the content that's on there, you have to go through all the verification to actually, verify that you are a woman to be able to see what is on there. Because the app, according to the developers, was designed and specifically to help protect women, to avoid dating weird men or men with criminal backgrounds, that are hiding it or being secretive about it, or men that are on like lists and stuff like that, PDF file lists. And it was proposed with good intentions. And to go deeper with that, apparently the developer's mom had actually encountered a situation like that while she was dating, right? And that's what led to him, getting together and developing this app with his team. And upon release, it just kind of blew out of the water. I mean, given today's modern climate of how dating, and not even just dating, but internet culture in general is, this obviously, it definitely sounds like a good idea on paper and in thought in the perfect society. Well, there wouldn't be a perfect society because then you wouldn't need that app in a perfect society. But on paper, right, all the pros were definitely there. However, the cons, right, how the internet actually is and the culture of the internet, you have to take that into account. And, maybe that was overlooked. Maybe that was purposeful, right? Because when we get into the next part about this app, it's starting to sound a little kind of like acronymish, if you ask me. But we'll get into that. So they get together, they make the app, right? They release it, and it honestly is just a massive fucking shitstorm. There's people posting slander, whether it be true or false, about men all over the United States. You might even be on there. I was concerned. I was like, what if I'm on there, right? Because I'm not gonna lie, I had a villain arc. I'm not gonna sit here and try to act like I'm some fucking saint, right? I had a villain arc. It didn't last that long. It lasted roughly about, I'd say maybe give or tops a year. So, but I wasn't going out there like fucking Casanova. So I had a villain arc, but it wasn't that bad, right? So at first I was like, I may be on there, but then I was upon another thought, I was like, I really don't care, in all honesty, because even if I am on there, most of the shit probably ain't even true. So it's really not it's not really a big concern, because people can just lie on your name. And you could have a dating profile, right, and not respond back to a chick or ghost someone or anything, and now they kind of just want to fucking shit on you and make sure that your life is miserable. Or, another thing I was thinking about too, that I touched on in another video on my other channel, is that this could be used by even haters, right? Like, what if there's guys that don't like you and they want to fucking ruin that part of your life, right? And you might be asking me, well, how are guys supposed to fucking screw you over on this app if only women can use it? Well, if you have a mom, right? If you don't have a mom or anything like that, that is very unfortunate. Or a sister or an aunt or a cousin of sorts that can get access to this app. Or even a girl best friend. you can, it's just not something that's good. It's literally what it kind of reminds me of realistically is like, and it's kind of sad to say it kind of low-key reminds me of like exposing pages in high school. I'm not going to go any further than just that. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. But it kind of just reminds me of that whole like gossip. It literally just reminds me of high school gossip, but like on the internet. That's what social media is anyway. But like this just feels different, and it gets deeper than just that. So apparently, which it makes sense. There'd be a lot of pissed off guys out there. Some guys on 4chan ended up hacking in, or some say it wasn't even hacking. Apparently, like the information was public, like the girls' informations, like their ID pictures and their selfies and stuff like that. It wasn't like saved into like an encrypted cloud or something. I didn't really look too much into it, but apparently it wasn't that hard to get access to that information. And they leaked a bunch of users' shit as kind of like a retaliatory stance, because like, hey, you guys are on here that we can't even see shit without having to jump through fucking hoops and hurdles, slandering people with shit that may or may not be true, right? So, and a lot of guys, they're not having that. And some guys have way more access to different resources than other people. And like that, something like that, that's gonna be a collective oorah, if you know what I mean. Like there's definitely, I could definitely see a team of network of fucking hackers, or anybody, whether they're hackers or just regular guys that were just pissed off, being like, no, like we're gonna figure out how to fucking get back at these people. Because I've heard rumors that apparently there was a male version of this app that had launched around the same time too, but it got taken down because of reports and false reviews, and apparently it didn't have the verification process of like the ID in the selfie photo to actually see if you are a real man, as opposed to the female's counterpart of the app. So it's just very interesting when you start to look at that. And I've seen a meme, and it was like literally it was like the way that the information was stored for that T app is almost like if your doctor stored your medical records in a fucking milk crate in the back alley. So apparently it was just out there for anyone to use, anyone to see, and anyone to access. So it led to like a lot of people being like, yo, this is nothing more than a fucking information harvesting app. Like you're getting information on not only the guys, but the female users that are using it, and whatever access that you get from the permissions on their phone and shit like that. But then, I ain't gonna lie, I like to delve a little bit deeper into things, right? And obviously, given the climate of today's modern dating, I could say out of all the different battles that are realistically going on, and I'm not talking, your conventional warfare, right? There's also psychological. The battle of the sexes is really, the fuels are definitely being fucking kept like really fed, in all honesty. Like even when it comes down to just memes on the internet, like a lot of cheating memes, a lot of cheating stuff, like that big scandal at the Coldplay concert with that CEO and the head of HR. So like this is, and it's been something that's been built up just like a lot of other things, right? And it's very interesting that this app, this T app, just now comes along, whether or not this was the work of an abbreviatory fucking organization to just kind of really cement how fucked up it really is out there. And honestly, we're really just now starting to see the toxic parts of how bad the internet can really get. Like, we all know the internet can be really bad. Whether you played video games growing up, whether you browse fucking really crazy forums, like, if you've done research on fucking dark web, deep web stuff, the internet can get really dark, or it can get really, really offensive, or whatever, right? It can turn left real fucking quick. But in terms of like how it affects a society as a whole, this literally feels like one massive fucking social experiment. And like it doesn't even feel like hidden at this point. Like it's just like it's like apparent. Like, okay, this is like, we're gonna really see just how far gone this shit is gonna get. And I'm talking like crazy social experiment. I'm talking the shit. You guys remember fucking Timmy Thick? This is like old. Like I remember seeing this nigga in like fucking freshman year or middle school, 8th grade. That apparently was like some fucking social experiment. And there was a lot of strange shit that started happening afterwards, right? That was kind of like the first thing on the internet to kind of see. And apparently that was some sort of, college social experiments. Now, when I was younger, upon first glance, it's like, oh, college is, running research and experiments. That's nothing new. They always do that. But then as you get older and you start to do more and more research outside of just what the school curriculum teaches you, you start to realize colleges do some pretty suspect fucking research and some really suspect experiments at times, right? And I'm not saying this is the work of a college. And this may not even, and I'm not really even saying this is the work of an abbreviatory organization, right? This can literally just be the work of something against the people. Because what the fuck is this shit? Like, I understand the premise of it at first sounded like a good idea, but when you really start thinking about it, look at who the fuck developed this app. You really think this nigga's mom is going out there trying to get cracked? Like, I don't know. I just don't fucking see it. I'm honestly thinking straight bullshit on it. And I'm not gonna lie to you, right? Trying to develop an app, and it's ironic because I was in the process, and I would still like to develop the app that me and my buddy came up with. That shit is not fucking cheap, right? Like, I'm being dead serious. I thought developing, like, just writing the code, like, even outsourcing it to some fucking dude in India would only cost me, like, at most $7 or $5,000, right? This nigga wanted 22 bands. Bro, when she said, yeah, it's gonna be like 22,000, I was like, wait, what? And she already knew, nigga, I was black. I was, what? You just said 22, you just dropped 22,000 like this is just a regular conversation, nigga. I wasn't born into bread. I was not born into wealth. You are talking about, nigga, a quarter of my fucking yearly salary. Yeah, nah, I'm not, just drop on an idea. Like, no, like, you see what I'm saying? And this is just the development. We're not talking like keeping everything, stored in the cloud or storages or hard drives. Or even maintenance, we're not talking about none of that. So to have a fully fucking optimized app ready to go, fully funded, it just doesn't seem right. And then look at what it's for. Okay, only women, we're gonna make sure that they have to verify it, but we're not even gonna store the information properly. And realistically, it's just gonna be a bunch of these girls on here, or maybe some guys that have some fucking hold some grudges against some people, just going on here slandering niggas. And then eventually, whether we get our own version of the app or whether, there's hacks or something goes on, it's just not going to be good. And now imagine if this does some sort of justification for us to get this out of that, like an app like that. It's just not good. Now you're going to have people put on there, and which was already supposed to be, I guess, a thing on there already. People posting revenge porn, people just blatantly, literally just slandering people. So now we're just going to have profiles and digital footprints of us just being slandered. Now you don't know what's true and what's not. You know what I'm saying? So this is really not good. The best bet of this is for this app to get sued, if it even can. I've heard some people say that it's discrimination because, you can only be a woman to get on there. And one thing I was wondering, could this, because what about people that look like men but identify as a woman? And you're, what if you change before you updated your license? You know what I'm saying? So I'm hoping somebody mentions something like that or brings that to attention, or maybe that might work. I have no fucking clue. But our best bet is for this app, honestly, to either get through a lawsuit and it just gets removed. Because this is, especially right now, with everything going on, especially let's talk about even warfare right now. Because realistically, when you start thinking about things that are going on outside of just the country, it all just seems like one big fucking distraction from what else is going on. We got more countries that are fighting. You got a new proxy war between the US and China and fucking Cambodia and Thailand. God knows what's still going on with fucking Israel bombing everybody and fucking bombing Palestine. You still got Russia and Ukraine. Don't forget India and Pakistan was going at it not that long ago either. So it's interesting, But let me know what y'all think in the comment section down below. Am I onto something? Am I tweaking? Am I looking way too into it? Or is it just a really fucking comical fucking coincidence, right? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Like I said, if you liked the video, leave a like. If you disliked it, drop a dislike. As always, I will see you all in the next video. Peace out.